Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, January the 10th, and welcome to our video commentary. I have a post over at the American Thinker today. You may have a chance to see it on Twitter, on my blog, or on the Facebook page, if you follow that, and where I talk about what appears to be a movement in the United States where more and more state legislatures are moving in the direction of banning boys to play on girls' teams. The background of this, I'm sure you're familiar with it, is that you now have men or young men who say that, well, they feel like girls or whatever. So because of that, they're allowed to play with the girls. And in many cases, they're, defeating the girls, for example, in track and field and some other sports, wrestling and so on. And it's creating a mockery of girls' sports. There's obviously a difference between a 16-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl and so on. I mean, these are biological differences, has nothing to do with civil rights or anything. And many states are simply saying, we're going to protect the girls. We're not going to allow boys to play as girls. Basically, you play in your biological sex. Whatever biological sex you were born, that's what you're going to play with. And I think it's a good movement. Now, of course, this is going to be challenged, and I'm sure it'll ultimately end up in the Supreme Court. But it seems to me that this is an argument that we conservatives need to have. And this is a great argument for President Trump to have in 2020, because I guarantee you, if you're looking at the Democrat Party today, the Democrat Party is pushing this. And I think this would be a great argument for President Trump in a debate to turn around and say to whoever the Democrat is, do you agree with this? Do you believe that a 16-year-old boy who thinks he's a girl should be playing with the girls? I think it's a great argument, and I think it's a great political issue as well as a good political issue. I mean, you have to protect girls against boys who want to play on their sports teams. That's just insanity. It's total, complete insanity. It has nothing to do with civil rights. It is simply one more of these crazy ideas that the left has been sneaking in. And one thing about that, by the way, you need to get involved in school board elections, because that's where a lot of these things happen, in school boards and some of these local elections that only 10% of the people vote for. That's where many of these things are happening, and that's where many of these people are getting elected. So you need to get involved in that and keep an eye on at least vote against people who believe in that. But let's protect the girls by letting girls compete with girls and let the boys compete with the boys. It's a totally logical thing to do. I don't know how we even got into this in the first place, but a lot of things are crazy these days, as you know. Thank you for watching. We have all of these on YouTube, on Twitter, and on my blog. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.